to the locker room. Rojas was a second-round pick of the Boston Celtics. He was traded to Sacramento last year in the Danny Ainge deal. Boston getting Ed Pinckney and Joe Klein. He was thought to be a key member of the next generation of Boston Celtics. However, did not emerge until coming here to Milwaukee. He's played well.
Great credit to Del Harris for bringing out his skills and letting them show, because where he was before, he wasn't allowed to do the things he is allowed to do here, and that is play away from the basket. Not all 7-footers have to be down low.
Also spent some time in Minnesota. Sigma able to give the Bucks the lead, and Kenny Walker answers, so the Knicks take a 54-53 lead. Walker has 20.
As we know, a couple of the Boston Red Sox are here enjoying this game, and when they see a move by Kenny Walker done so easily, a reverse slam, you know, even the pro athletes love to see a move like that.
Walker putting the move on Sigma, and it was Robertson who got back to get a piece of it. Away with the outlet for Cheeks. Wilkins off the fake. Oh, beautifully done. And Gerald Wilkins has caught fire here in the third quarter. He now has 13. The Knicks lead by 3, 56-53.
Next job for the Knicks offensively is to get Ewing shots. He only had 8 in the first half, 20 minutes of play.
Sigma's pass off the mark could not be handled by Chris Koviak, and it will be Nick Ball. You mentioned the Red Sox on hand. They play the Brewers here tomorrow. They have a day off, and a host of them have turned out, including Wade Boggs and Mike Greenwell, Ellis Burks, Coach Richie Hebner, Tony Pena, Ewing,
Gedman.
Yes, Rich Gedman on hand. What's his first name?
Rich.
Another Milwaukee turnover. A very solid pick from Ewing on Robertson on the pick and roll. Vandeweghe able to find Ewing, and Patrick Ewing looked like he hurt himself, obviously, off that stuff.
Yes, he took the blow to the front of his body. What a pick on Fred Robertson, and Vandeweghe with a gorgeous pass. Ewing gets clobbered by a pretty strong guy, Krzyzkowiak. And what a nice pass in by Vandeweghe. Takes a forward to appreciate the value of a bounce pass.
11 points for Ewing. Knicks have their biggest lead of the night, 59-53. At one point, the Bucks led by 11. And the foul called on Vandeweghe, a pushing foul. It's been a slow start for Patrick Ewing. Came into tonight needing 17 points to pass by Richie Guerin to set a new Knicks individual season scoring record. Ewing now has 11, so he's 6 away from breaking the record. A timeout called. We'll be back in a moment. Marquette basketball, Milwaukee Admirals of the International Hockey League. This arena was built for hockey. They are hoping to attract a National Hockey League franchise, and due time they will. It is a terrific hockey and basketball arena. They average about 16,000, which is in the top 10 in the NBA.
Well, Patrick Ewing got a shot. Another block rather for him on Alvin Robertson.
Good pass, and Robertson this time able to protect and put it down. Ewing now has 5 block shots. Knicks by 4, 59-55. 4 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Wilkins had the step but lost it. And Ewing called for the foul. That's his second.
If there's a loose ball on the court, count Alvin Robertson in. Boy, is he quick to loose balls.
Now Humphries setting it up. Roberts off the pick. Wilkins from 3. And Chris Koviak on the rebound. Sigma. Good play by Wilkins to bother the shot. Bucks able to get back. And Cheeks threw it away. Bad pass.
So anxious to get a fast break going, but credit the Bucks for their defensive transition. They get back time and again in fine fashion. Big men as well.
Knicks by 4 with 5 minutes gone by in the third. Five on the 24. Roberts. 4 on 3 for the Knicks. Vandeweghe. He continues to struggle. 0 for 6 for Kiki Vandeweghe. That's how he opened up the other night against Miami. Nice move by Humphries. The Bucks within 2.
Just amazing. If he's hitting decently from the field, it gives the Knicks a totally different look. And yet, with all of their problems from the field tonight, the Knicks still enjoying a lead in this game.
And Stu Jackson calls for time with 6:21 remaining in the third quarter. Quarter, Knicks with a 59-57 lead on the Bucks. And a look at some of the Boston Red Sox on hand. Rich Gedman, Rich Hebner, Wade Boggs. John talking baseball with many members of the Boston Red Sox, and they were so thrilled to meet you, John.
Well, they were checking out some NBA facts too, Marv.
Yes.
They're interested in the sport, length of the court, average salary.
First question was, what is the average salary? What is the minimum salary?
But it didn't come from Wade Boggs. He's well covered.
Lojas is back in. A Knick turnover. Bad pass from Wilkins. Nice pass from Humphries. Finding Robertson. The game is tied at 59. The report on Lojas, a mild sprain of the right ankle. And he is back on the court. Here is Vandeweghe. So Kiki Vandeweghe, after missing his first 6, able to connect, and let's see if he goes on a run.
It'll be interesting if he follows that 0 for 6 a couple of times in a row with hot hands.
Knicks lead at 61-59. And it will be Nick Ball. The Bucks claiming that it was deflected out by the Knicks, but Jack Neese says no. Del Harris did not like the call. Ewing now played by Anderson. Patrick Ewing with 13 points, so he is now 4 away from the Knicks single-season scoring record that is held by Richie Garrett. Richie did it back in the 61-62 campaign.
I think Cadillac would much rather be playing defensive forward. Patrick Ewing is just too much for him.
Foul called on Trent Tucker. 13th foul committed by the Knicks. Jeff Grayer is back on. Grayer, who has not been getting the playing time as of late, played 7 minutes in the first half. Jay Humphries, who has hit his last 10 foul shots, up to 78% from the line, cuts that Knick lead down to 3. Jay Humphries comes in averaging 15 a game, and he is seeking his 18th point. He's the high man for the Bucks.
Has played more minutes this year on the average than any of his teammates and has set career highs in 10 statistical categories. A great year for Humphries.
Tucker drew the double coverage. Anderson with a good play in front of Ewing.
Oh, that was a very weak pass by Trent. He telegraphed it. He threw it so softly in the air.
Lojas, that was just within 2-point range. So Lojas back from the sprained ankle and able to hit. Game tied at 63. Ewing dumps it off to Walker, and he's fouled by Lojas, his second. Walker to the foul line.
Vandeweghe and Walker both excellent. Of course, Vandeweghe is the leader in that department in movement without the ball, but that's rubbed off on Kenny Walker as he and Patrick Ewing have gotten to know each other so well. And the timing of his cut is what made that work so well.
Kenny Walker now 5 for 5 from the line. He's 8 for 10 from the field. He has 21 points. Knicks lead it 65-63. So Walker with 22, that equals his season high. Lojas from downtown. He's been close to 50% from three-point land in recent games. Tucker with a three. Yes. The Knicks lead at 68-63. Trent Tucker with his first three-pointer. Dangerous pass. And Ewing called for the foul. That is his third. 14th foul committed by the Knicks. So a non-shooting affair. Here is Johnny Newman back. Jackson with the substitution. Kiki Vandeweghe will sit down. Walker, Ewing, and Newman up front. 3:45 left, third quarter. Out of 8 on the shot clock. Pass for Lojas, broken up.
Bucks don't allow fast breaks against them.
Well, Maurice Cheeks has had a very long night. Anderson spinning in. 68-65. Knicks by 3.
How about that move by a 6'10" man?
And Cheeks drew the foul. Took the bump. Hit by Humphries. His first. Cheeks to the line. He has not scored. Knicks hoping to put an end to their recent road difficulties. Overall 16-23 on the road. Not bad, but they have lost 6 of the last 7 away from the Garden. 69-65 Knicks. 3 minutes left in the third. Tucker playing the dribble well. Humphries tried to go to the crossover, could not. 5 on the 24. Grayer. Anderson throws it away. And now we have a 24-second violation. That would not have been a backcourt, incidentally. Terry Durham indicating it was deflected by a Knick. But the shot clock ran out on Milwaukee. Here's Mark Jackson replacing Maurice Cheeks. So the backcourt now of Jackson and Tucker.
Knicks need Mark Jackson at his best more than in any other game that Cheeks has been involved with this year. This is his least effective effort as a member of the Knicks.
Offensive foul. It is on Ewing. That's 4 on Patrick Ewing. Called for flashing the elbow. And Ewing now being restrained by Trent Tucker. He's hit with a technical. And he better be careful because now Tucker able to usher him aside. He can get a second. It has not been a strong game for Ewing. The Bucks have handled him very well. Ewing sitting down. He has only 13 points.
Well, Patrick looked, as we see on that replay, as though he took a shot at Cadillac Anderson, or a push anyway, that was not in the normal flow of the game. times when you retaliate, as it looked like Ewing was doing, of course, the official didn't see what preceded that reaction, and that's what the player is so frustrated about.
And the Knicks questioning whether a personal and a technical was called. It appeared that it was. The personal foul would be 4 on Ewing. And Hugh Holland's over, explaining his viewpoint. Head coach Stu Jackson.
With a look at it now with Ewing making certainly an offensive gesture. However, in some ways it didn't even look like it was felt by Anderson.
Elbow foul was an unsportsmanlike, and he has been ejected from the game.
He has been ejected. They've called it unsportsmanlike. So Patrick Ewing has been ejected.
Why didn't it happen when the act took place? That's odd. Well, I've never seen such a delayed call.
So Richie Garrett's record lives on, at least for another night.
Most unusual call in the timing of it.
At the next timeout, we'll have to get one of the officials over to explain it. They have called it a flagrant foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct is the definition. The technical foul was converted by Humphries, and now here's Anderson to the line.
Puzzling as to why it wasn't called as such when it happened. And the technical seemed to come from Patrick Ewing's reaction to the call being called at all.
Anderson, a horrendous free throw shooter, 53% from the line. Not exactly Chris Dudley territory, but he hits 1 out of 2, and the Knicks now without Patrick Ewing the rest of the way have a 2-point lead, 69-67. Eddie Wilkins replacing Ewing, who leads with 13. Walker continues the hot hand. He's 9-for-11. He has 24 points. The Knicks 71. The Bucks 67. Humphrey.
Kenny Walker skying up there to get that ball, tip it away.
Thunder did not have the shot after taking that behind the back pass. 5 on the 24. And Jackson lost it. He tried to get the call, claiming that Grayer deflected it out. Rojas again hits the deck. It's been a tough night physically, but he's cut it down to a 2-point Knick lead.
He just embarrassed Kenny Walker by going right around him. The man is 7 feet tall.
12 points for Brad Rojas. Minute 15 left in the third. Tucker with the step. Wilkins again. Knicks lead 73-69.
Tremendous effort by Eddie Wilkins, right on the case.
And he's done a good job for the second straight night. The steal by Jackson. Mark Jackson gives the Knicks a 75-69 lead. Anderson. Grayer tipped home, won't count. Rojas called for offensive interference. So the Knicks will take possession with 42 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Cadillac with the opposite of a soft touch. And Rojas comes into the picture now. Gets that ball when it's still in the vicinity of the rim.
Wilkins. Humphries ripping it for Anderson. Beautiful pass.
Eddie Wilkins did not take note of people moving in behind him at all.
John was just checking the NBA rule book. A punching foul or an elbow foul, although recorded as both a personal and team foul, are unsportsmanlike acts and shall be counted as the first toward a total of 2 for ejection. The player can be ejected immediately. Humphries on the foul, and apparently that is what Hugh Hollins was explaining to Stu Jackson. They will claim that they made the call immediately. They're on the far side of the court, and that's what he was telling Stu. And so Patrick Ewing, under the rules, was ejected. Final seconds, third quarter, and Tucker lost it. Another sloppy play by the Knicks. Krystkowiak getting it down. Anderson could not handle it. At the end of 3 here in Milwaukee, the Knicks 75, the Bucks 71.
Reebok basketball shoes. When the new Legends are made, they'll be wearing Reebok. And you're going to love what your Tri-State Toyota dealer is doing for you.
Well, the Knicks lost their big man, Patrick Ewing, on this play. You'll see him with a gesture toward Anderson, which was ruled an elbow foul, which is an unsportsmanlike conduct call. And Patrick Ewing, in his unhappiness and his expression against this call, drew a technical foul. And the technical foul is also symbolic in that it now puts him in a category of being ejected in the game, because now the unsportsmanlike conduct which resulted in the first call and the technical result in his automatic ejection.
So Stu Jackson will try to do it without Patrick Ewing, who scored only 13 points. His low for the season was an 11-point game against Miami.
The technical foul is also considered unsportsmanlike, and 2 of those and you're out.
Knicks lead it by 4 as we start the fourth quarter. It'll be Milwaukee ball. Well, Patrick Ewing came into tonight's play 17 points away from the Knicks' single-season scoring record that is still held by Richie Guerin, 2003-03. He is now 4 points away from Richie's record and will try to set it tomorrow night at the Garden. Knicks will be home for the Atlanta Hawks. Eddie Wilkins doing a good job off the boards. Jackson on the acceleration was fouled. Mark Jackson has played well, has not been a good one tonight for Maurice Cheeks.
Trent Tucker also is not having fun out there, Marv. Not hitting, having a problem passing the ball, and the Knicks need him to do something more than his usual fine defensive effort.
Alan Humphries is third. Newman is rejected emphatically. Robertson passing off the dribble, broken up by Vandeweghe. Tucker from Jackson. Yes. So Trent Tucker gives the Knicks a 77-71 lead. Minute gone by in the fourth.
Kind of fair, although ironic, that the Bucks are playing without their leading scorer throughout this whole game. The Knicks just lost theirs at the end of the third.
Humphries on the tip. Knicks by 4. 21 for Humphries. Good head fake. Sikma snatching it out of the hands of Wilkins. Lohas fouled by Tucker. He's claiming he got all ball. Lohas will go to the line.
Good move by Tucker, because he attacked the offensive player who had all the advantage in size and position. Good move by him. Now, excuse me, Mark. When Vandeweghe gets the ball now in the corner, he's so used to playing with Ewing as well as getting his picks. Now he doesn't have Ewing to play with, and Eddie Wilkins does not pass the ball anywhere near like Ewing, so Vandeweghe is needed now desperately by the Knicks offensively.
Knicks by 2, 77-75. Bucks at one point led by as many as 11. Here's Newman. And Vandeweghe deflected it out of bounds. Knicks' biggest lead, a margin of 6.
Knicks had a 2-point lead when Ewing went out, which they still have.
Humphries putting the move on Jackson. And picked up by Vandeweghe, who was called for his second foul. Humphries to the line. The Knicks, who are basically just moving in place. This is a game now with Ewing departing without passing by Richie Guerin. A game of no significance, except you know that Stu Jackson and his coaching staff just wants to get ready for the playoffs. That's all it is, but he's without Patrick Ewing. Of course, you want to win the ball game, and it's a road game.
You also want to see strengths emerge, and that is Vandeweghe right now. The Knicks need him. They also need to see if Eddie Wilkins can sustain quality play as he showed against Miami, against the better teams.
Newman got bottled up. And last touch by the Bucks.
Newman well played on this play.
8 on the 24. Tucker. That's a three-pointer. Trent Tucker with his second three-point bomb.
Stu Jackson is being rewarded by Tucker. Stu has stayed with Trent, who had not been playing that well offensively till the last 2 minutes.
Knicks lead it by 3. Lojas. Nice touch by Brad Lojas. 16 for Lojas. He had that 23-point, 14-rebound game against the Knicks in New York. Vandeweghe. And Grayer rebound. Ricky Vandeweghe 1 for 9 from the field. Roberts posting.
Fine move by Mark Jackson going to the boards.
Jackson. And we're seeing shades of the Mark Jackson of last season. He's looking for the shot. No reluctance at all.
He's playing with confidence, Marv.
6 points for Jackson. Knicks by 3, 82-79. They doubled up on Lojas.
Again, Jackson on the boards.
Jackson accelerating, dishing off to Vandeweghe. Beautifully executed. Knicks lead by 5.
Stu Jackson also has the luxury of Kenny Walker resting, as well as Gerald Wilkins.
Humphries for Roberts. Knicks 84, the Bucks 81. 7:45 remaining in the game. Kenny Walker will come on in a moment, along with Stuart Gray. Gray has not played tonight. Newman with a good move, and then Lojas with the block. Humphries. Meanwhile, at the other end, Jackson consistently being beaten by Jay Humphries. 25 for Humphries. The Knicks lead is 1. Here's Jackson delivering to Wilkins, and a foul call.
What a great pass.
I was about to say that, Jim.
Bucks foul is on number 31, Brett Roberts.
Roberts on the foul.
Second team foul.
And Eddie Wilkins to the line.
The surprising part of a play like that is that Wilkins caught the ball because it was thrown very fast and there were a lot of people in there.
Eddie Wilkins is 2 for 2 from the line. You see the work he has done off the boards. Well, it is now for certain the Knicks will face the Boston Celtics in the first round of the playoffs. Final score, 76ers beat the Pistons 107-97. The Sixers clinch the Atlantic Division, mathematically eliminating the Celtics. So that final game against Boston now meaningless in terms of the final standings.
Interesting. That game was in Detroit. 3rd out of 4 meetings. Sixers have won.
Knicks by 3. Wilkins got a piece of that Sigma attempt. Rayer lost it. Rayer regains. So the Sixers clinch their first division title since they won it all back in 82-83. Humphries again able to shake loose. The Knicks lead is 1.
86-85.
Jackson with a foul. Mark Jackson at the other end of the court getting destroyed by Jay Humphries. Timeout has been called with 6:20 remaining. 4th quarter. Sixers over Detroit 107-97 to clinch the Atlantic Division title. So congratulations to Jim Lynam, Charles and Rick and Hersey and Mike and the rest of the 76ers who had a terrific season coming on to pass the Knicks by. And the Rangers knock off the Washington Caps 7-3. Game 1 at Madison Square Garden. Game 2 at the Garden on Saturday night.
And I'll be there, Marv. How about yourself?
I think I will drop by. Knicks lead it by 1, 86-85 with 6:20 left. And the 4th quarter, for those who may have just tuned in, Patrick Ewing was ejected in the 3rd after throwing an elbow at Greg Anderson, also hit with a technical foul, so scored only 13 points. He is still short of that Knicks single-season scoring record held by Richie Guerin. 4 points away. He'll get another crack at it tomorrow night against the Hawks at the Garden. Humphries has tied it at 87. 29 points for Jay Humphries.
They made an adjustment with Tucker on Humphries on that sequence.
Stuart Gray has come on for the first time. Jackson from 3. And Walker on the rebound. Jackson over Sigma. And they'll jump it up. And the crowd reacts as Jackson, annoyed with himself, slammed the ball to the court.
He's shown several of those displays that he shows, which he seemed to have no reason to them, but they seem to get attention, and I think the fans are noting that as well.
Jackson off the steal for Walker. Knicks thought there was a foul, nothing called. Tucker from 3. Yes. Trent Tucker again. That is his 3rd three-pointer. And the Knicks are now 4 for 9 from downtown.
Tucker's rising now, providing the leadership and direction that the Knicks need so much out of him.
13 points for Trent Tucker. Roberts hit on a reach-in. Here's Larry Krystkowiak checking back in. Roberts will sit down, leads with 9. 5:03 remaining in the game. Knicks 90, Bucks 87. Sigma setting the pick. Jackson able to follow Humphries. Sigma. And away. He will go to the foul line.
Question is, if that shot was not blocked at the end of that move, might have gone in. No continuation, however. No goaltending awarded on that play.
Krystkowiak called for the foul. His 3rd. As you saw a moment ago, along with that final score that was flashed, 76ers beating the Pistons, the Knicks will open up the best of 5 first-round playoff series in Boston next Thursday. In Boston, where they have lost 24 in a row. They'll play the first 2 in Boston, the next 2 at home in New York.
You got it, Brad.
Knicks by 5, 92-87. Lojas. Brayer on the rebound. Jeff Brayer getting inside for his second field goal.
No individual responsibility attached to Brayer.
Vandeweghe make it 2 for 11 for Kiki Vandeweghe. Krystkowiak.
Wide open, unguarded.
It is down to a 1-point Knick lead. Vandeweghe with the step. And it will be Milwaukee ball. He ran it to Sigma and lost it. 3.5 remaining of the game. Humphries trying to feed off. Gray broke it up, and a foul call. It also puts the Bucks over the limit. Humphries called for his 4th, and that means the Knicks to the foul line. It will be Stuart Gray, who has not spent much time on the line as a Knick. 4 for 4. Overall on the season, 67%. That goes back to his days with the Charlotte Hornets. And that was way off. He just did clip the front end of the rim.
Well, the psychology is that you want to be in that situation, and Gray thinks positively on his second shot.
Knicks 93, Bucks 91. Light pressure shown by the Knicks. Sigma rejected by Walker. The Knicks with a host of blocked shots. They had 6 in the first half, 4 of the 6 by Ewing. Jackson forcing the issue. But last touch by the Bucks. Mark Jackson has received much of the playing time in the second half. It had not been a good night for Maurice Cheeks.
Steve Jackson is rewarding Jackson, it would seem, certainly at this end of the court or at the defensive end, with more confidence than he's earned.
The steal by Humphries is fouled by Tucker. Good foul. That is only the 4th team foul. He actually gave that one. And a timeout has been taken with 2:58 remaining in this 4th quarter.
They win.
Trent Tucker has been hitting from downtown. He has been instrumental in the Knicks enjoying the lead. Knicks 4 for 9 from 3-point range. Knicks have led most of the second half. Bucks at one point led by as many as 11 in the first quarter. Here's Jackson. Mark Jackson going right at Brad Lojas has given the Knicks a 95-91 lead with 2.5 remaining in the game.
Boy, did his coach love it when he made that shot. Meanwhile, the Knicks lost Ewing with 2:30 left in the third quarter with a 2-point advantage, and they've held on.
Humphries saved it. 5 on the 24. And the foul called on Walker, cutting off Sigma. He held him, so that puts the Knicks over the limit. That's only 2 on Kenny Walker. A hot shooting night for Walker. 9 for 12. He's the high man for the Knicks with 24. Jack Sigma has been quiet. He's back from a series of back injuries. He's been in and out of the lineup. 9 points for Sigma, one of the better foul shooters in the NBA, at 89% from the line.
part of a formula that makes this team unusual. Their best three-point shooters, 2 of them are 7-footers. Their high scorer comes off the bench. Their top 3 scorers are guards. Amazing team in that regard. They're different than the others.
Knicks by 2, 95-93. Vandeweghe. So he's now 2 for 12. But the philosophy when you have a shooter like Vandeweghe is to continue gunning. And that's what he has been doing. Krystkowiak. Vandeweghe on the rebound, had it knocked away and taken by Robertson. Last touch by Tucker. The Bucks will have 13 on the 24.
One of the reasons the Bucks have been a winning franchise for so many years is because of their defensive consistency. Vandeweghe is not getting open shots. He's got a hand in his face every time he shoots.
Both clubs have 3 full timeouts remaining. Knicks also have a 20. Hugh Hollins, the outside official, with the call against the Knicks. Both teams over the limit. Tucker called for his 4th. And Krystkowiak to the line for the first time. He's an 81% free throw shooter. He has come back from major knee surgery. Knee injury suffered in the final game of the playoff series against Detroit last season. It was expected he would be out at least a year, and doctors said odds were he'd never play again.
Talk about the Bucks' success. Only the Lakers have topped them over the years. They've had 11 straight years now, 500 or better. The Lakers 14 years in that very important category of winning.
Knicks lead it by 1, 95-94. 8 on the shot clock. And Tucker had it knocked away by Humphries.
No way he beats Robinson off the dribble.
Bucks with it, down by 1 as we come up on 1 minute left in regulation. Humphries for Sigma. Oh, just wild passing here. Humphries had to unleash with the 24-second clock running down. And it will be Milwaukee ball. Last touch by Vandeweghe.
I think Vandeweghe's unhappy that he thought he was pushed by Sigma as they went for the ball. The official didn't see it. He was on the baseline, and the arm looked like it came from Sigma's right arm.
So 42 and 6/10 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. Milwaukee will have a new 24 when we resume. They trail by 1. Now he got it off. Left in the 4th quarter. It will be Milwaukee ball when we pick it up following this timeout, and the Knicks have that 1-point lead.
Knicks working very hard on defense, almost deny, create a 24-second violation, but that shot went up with 1 second left. And then Sigma and Vandeweghe going at it. You can see Sigma with that right arm protecting the ball from Vandeweghe, and the call went Milwaukee's way.
Humphries has had the hot hand. He has 29. He's leading scorer for Milwaukee. His career high is 30. Kenny Walker leading the Knicks with a season high of 24. Maurice Cheeks has sat through most of the second half. Mark Jackson getting the playing time. And Jackson has played well. Sigma getting in. And foul by Walker.
Credit the Bucks for getting the ball to the disadvantaged situation that favored the Knicks, or rather disadvantage against the Knicks. Sigma, an excellent foul shooter now, can collect points at the line.
He's 2 for 2 from the line. 89% on the season. Foul on Walker, his 3rd. 32 seconds remaining, fourth quarter. And the game is tied at 95.
Interesting move by Stu Jackson, going with Stuart Gray this long over Eddie Wilkins, who had a very active participation in this game.
And Wilkins did a good job off the boards. Bucks by one. First time they've led since early third quarter when they had a 53-52 lead. The Knicks take a timeout with 32 seconds remaining. They're back at Madison Square Garden to face the Atlanta Hawks, and you'll see it on the MSG network starting with Knicks game night at 8 o'clock, game time 8:35. Sunday afternoon the Knicks play in Cleveland, and that'll be radio only, a 1 o'clock start on WPAT radio 93 on the AM dial. Knicks have the 2 and the 1, the Bucks with 2 timeouts. 32 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. It'll be Nick Ball when we resume, and the Bucks, by virtue of the 2 free throws by Jack Sikma, lead it 96-95.
Just thinking, Marv, about the psychology of Cheeks not playing really in the second half much, and the same with Eddie Wilkins sitting now, who earned playing time. In retrospect, I believe that Stu Jackson is trying to get his team ready for the playoffs now as much as possible by building up number 13, giving him a run, making sure he feels confident or as best as he can. And also the Knicks want to find out how much Stuart Gray has and what he can add to the cause. And they're giving him key moments now.
This crowd of 14,487 cheering the Bucks on. Now, Eddie Wilkins has checked in, replacing Stuart Gray, and the official Jack Neese telling Fred Roberts to give Kiki Vandeweghe some more room. Vandeweghe inbounds to Tucker. Knicks trail by 1. Jackson hand checked by Humphries. Jackson looking for Vandeweghe, couldn't find him. Tucker from 3. Rebounded by Sikma. Austin Walker got a piece of it, and they'll jump it up. 15 seconds remaining, fourth quarter. Sikma is very upset. He thought he was fouled and had a point. And they tried to unravel the fallen players. That shot by Tucker from 3-point range, in and out.
That's his spot.
And he's been hitting from downtown. Trent with 3 3-pointers. 20-second timeout now called by the Knicks. So they're down to 2 timeouts left.
Well, Trent got the shot up, again challenged, as the Bucks are very aggressive throughout by challenging all the shooters. Sikma attacked by Kenny Walker. Loose ball ensued. And the Knicks were fortunate to come out of it at least with a jump ball situation, although it will be difficult to control the ball with Sikma involved. That's what we're talking about here. The game now rests in the hands of the receiver after the tip.
Knicks go with Walker, Eddie Wilkins, Vandeweghe, Tucker, and Jackson. It's Tucker against Sikma.
They got a steal.
And let's see what the call is. Blue ball, says Jack Neese. Nick Ball, last touch by Robertson. So the Knicks get a break with 12 6/10 seconds remaining, fourth quarter, and a timeout called. So the Knicks will be down to 1 timeout remaining. The Bucks with 2. And we'll take a break. Knicks trailing by 1. We'll be right back. They would like to be able to inbound the ball without trapping themselves into taking that last timeout. The Knicks have not scored in some 2.5 minutes. When they led at 95-91, they have not scored since then. You may recall the game back in early March the 3rd to be precise, when the Knicks beat the Bucks here in Milwaukee by 1 point, 106-105. They split 2 meetings in New York. Knicks have taken 2 out of 3 on the season against Milwaukee, and they've won 5 of the last 7 against against the Bucks. But right here, Milwaukee with a 96-95 lead, 12 and 6/10 seconds, remaining fourth quarter. And Vandeweghe will inbound. Jackson played by Humphries. Down to 10 seconds. Vandeweghe. Out of 5. Vandeweghe met by Sigma. Did not get the shot off that he wanted. Wilkins fires. Won't count. Too late. Eddie Wilkins hit. It will not count. It came after the horn. And the Bucks defeat the Knicks. 96-95. As you can see from Stu Jackson.
Vandeweghe played correctly. He went right, then veered left, and the defense was right there. They played him so well.
Sigma came out to help Roberts, and Vandeweghe had nowhere to go.
I think he goes right, then veers in left. And plenty of pressure without a foul.
Thus, a split of the season series at 2-2. Time had run out. Eddie Wilkins with the jumper. Stu Jackson checking it out, but he did not argue. He knew it was too late. Eddie Wilkins argued, but to no avail. The Bucks over the Knicks 96-95. The Knicks dropped to 45-35. The Bucks now 43-38, and their magic number now for clinching third is down to 2. We'll be back in a moment.